Okay, hopefully we can get a baseball game in.
Yeah.
Thank you, Grant.
Ruthie Polinsky here with the Check of Sports, hopefully.
Yeah, I loved that lightning demonstration. Good to know, I think, in a sporting event. That's really good information. The White Sox are trying to get a game in. They're also welcoming a familiar face back home to Guaranteed Rate Field. Our Mike Berman is there, and we'll have a live report coming up next in Sports Plus. The reaction continuing to pour in regarding the Bears' 2023 schedule. Dave Wannstedt, he's a big fan. He's going to tell you why after the break. The White Sox are back home, and so is one of their former teammates. Jose Abreu is making his return to Guaranteed Rate Field, but he's wearing an Astros uniform. Our Mike Berman is live on the south side, and he joins us now live with more. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Ruthie. We talked with Abreu in the Astros dugout less than an hour ago. I asked him, after spending the first 9 seasons of his career here on the south side, how did it feel walking into the visitors' clubhouse today? His answer? Weird. Yeah, you can imagine. Well, we've got rain coming down right now, but earlier this afternoon, skies were clear, and that gave Abreu a chance to say hello to his old friends. The 36-year-old was universally loved by his teammates during his time with the Sox, and as Lucas Giolito explained, it wasn't just because he was an MVP.
The biggest thing, really, that I observed and kind of took away from my time being his teammate was his dedication and love for the game, to the point where he put his body on the line day in, day out. He wanted to play every single day. That love and care for the game, wanting to win, going out and giving it your all every single day, no matter what your body's going to give you on that given day. It was awesome to see.
And we will hear from Abreu coming up next hour at 6. Live at Guaranteed Rate, Mike Berman, NBC 5 Sports.
Thanks, Mike. We'll see you at 6. The reaction to the Bears' schedule release continuing to pour in. Our coach, Dave Wannstedt, believes the first part of the season works in the Bears' favor, facing quarterbacks like Jordan Love and Baker Mayfield early.
They get a little taste of all the national games, 2 Thursdays, 1 Sunday, 1 Monday. And I always look at the beginning of the season, and that's when you can really gain that momentum. You get the fans excited. You get confidence with your team. You're looking at 2 openers facing 2 new quarterbacks, and that goes, in my mind, advantage Bears.
All right, Coach. We like that. Thank you, Ruthie.
Advantage Bears. All right, we'll be right back. We'll look at the top stories we're following right now. Thanks so much, Brent.
Hope you brought a poncho if you're going to the baseball game. Ruthie Polinsky here with sports.
Yeah, not the best night to go to a baseball game probably, but it's going to be an emotional night for a familiar face who returns to Guaranteed Rate Field in the White Sox series against the Astros. We'll take you to the south side next in sports. And the Cubs are on the road against the Twins. We have an injury update for you after the break. After 9 years of MVP and all-star production, Jose Abreu is back at Guaranteed Rate Field, but suiting up in a different uniform. He's visiting his former team and caught up with our very own Mike Berman, who is joining us live from the south side. Hi, Mike.
Hi there, Ruthie. I'll tell you what, the schedule worked out really nicely for Abreu. The Astros arrived in town Wednesday night. They were off yesterday, and that gave Abreu the chance to zip around town and visit with some of the folks who he grew so close with during his almost decade-long stay here in Chicago. Now, this afternoon here at Guaranteed Rate, Abreu got to visit with some of his former teammates on the field. He said it stinks to see the Sox struggling, but he joked he's struggling even more. The 36-year-old is off to a rough start with Houston, hitting .218 with no homers. As for what it felt like walking into the visitors' clubhouse today, Abreu said this.
Bien raro, pero es lo que me ha tocado vivir.
It's weird, but, you know, is what I have to go through right now. And like I said, just a lot of respect for the White Sox organization and just something that I need to deal with right now. A lot of memories, obviously, being here, and very grateful for the opportunity that I had here and a lot of the people that gave me the opportunity to be here in the past.
As you might expect, the Sox will honor Abreu with a tribute video just before first pitch. We hope there's a first pitch tonight. And by the way, for the home team, fellow Cuban Yoan Moncada returns from the injured list tonight. He's playing third and hitting cleanup. Live and guaranteed rate, Mike Berman, NBC5 Sports.
Good stuff, Mike. Thanks so much. After a day off, the Cubs are hoping to ride the momentum they built in their series finale against the Cardinals back on Wednesday. It was a much-needed offensive explosion, scoring 10 runs to avoid getting swept by their division rival. It's a 7-10 first pitch tonight in Minnesota with Drew Smyly on the bump. And on the injury front, the Cubs are sending Nico Hoerner to the 10-day injured list after dealing with hamstring tightness. He left the game on Monday night and was labeled as day-to-day, but now will take a bit longer to fully recover. I think they thought it was maybe going to be a sooner recovery, but probably just playing it a little bit safe here.
Yeah, looks like that hurt. Okay.
All right, so for Sox fans, Brant Miller, one more time. This is going to be a bit, maybe have another drink, another hot dog.
If I were there, I'd be overeating.
Yes.
That would be my issue. Maybe another hour before we completely see the showers and moving away from Guaranteed Rate Field.
We need some nice weather before that can happen. Brant?
That's Brant's department. We'll work on that. Hey, Ruthie.
Hey, guys. Well, we had to wait a little bit longer for some baseball tonight, but the Cubs, they were on the road. They kicked off a 3-game series. They didn't have to deal with the rain. They're looking to make it 2 wins in a row. We have highlights and injury updates for you next in sports. While a former member of the White Sox was honored in his return to the South Side, we had the chance to catch up with Jose Abreu. You'll hear from him after the break. A White Sox legend returned to Guaranteed Rate Field this afternoon. He had to wait a little bit to play baseball, but Jose Abreu was emotional. Back in the place he called home for 9 seasons. Our Mike Berman has more.
Jose Abreu spent 9 seasons on the South Side, racking up big hits, big RBI, and big awards. In his first trip back to Guaranteed Rate Field with the Astros, he said he's grateful for his time with the White Sox. And yeah, it feels odd being a visitor.
Bien raro, pero es lo que me ha tocado vivir.
It's weird, but is what I have to go through right now. And like I said, just a lot of respect for the White Sox organization.
The former MVP said he feels bad that his former team is struggling, but with no homers in 36 games with his new team, he knows the feeling.
It kind of stinks to see what they're going through, but I think I've been going through a lot more struggles than the White Sox have, and you got to part of the challenge, try to fight through them and try to move on.
Abreu enjoyed getting to see his ex-teammates, and they'll always have enormous respect for him.
His dedication and love for the game to the point where he put his body on the line day in, day out, wanting to win, going out and giving it your all every single day, no matter what your body's going to give you on that given day. It was awesome to see.
At Guaranteed Rate Field, Mike Berman, NBC5 Sports.
Thanks so much, Mike. The crowd giving Abreu a nice standing ovation tonight in his return after a solid 2.5-hour rain delay. We finally got underway, and it's Luis Robert Jr. who gets the Sox on the board. A solo home run to center field right now. This game is tied 1-1 in the 4th. The Cubs beginning a 3-game series tonight in Minnesota without Nico Hoerner, who the Cubs sent down to the 10-day injured list after he dealt with hamstring tightness on Monday. The Cubs kicking off a 3-game set in Minnesota. The Twins sitting atop their division in the AL Central. We're tied at 2 in the 7th inning when Yan Gomes singles to right. That brings home Matt Mervis for the go-ahead run. 3-2 Cubs. Then for the exclamation mark, Christopher Morel takes this pitch deep to right center. The 2-run shot puts this one to bed. Cubs get the win 6-2. Northwestern softball is cruising to the championship game after blanking Nebraska 8-0. The Wildcats advanced to the Big Ten title game for the first time since 2018 behind Danielle Williams' complete game shutout in the Circle. They'll play Indiana tomorrow at 4 o'clock. The Florida Panthers are in the Eastern Conference Finals, another 8 seed to advance, taking down the Maple Leafs in overtime. The Panthers' first time in the conference finals since 1996. This is also good news for the Blackhawks, whose draft stock improved again tonight. They now hold the number 1 and the number 19 picks in the 2023 NHL draft. So this victory is also a victory for us here back home.
Things are looking up.
One day maybe they'll be back there.
We'll see him back in that situation.
One day
hopefully soon. Thank you. Thank you, Ruthie.